I'm Yuri.
I'm Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. ...2025 Porsche Macan.
Turbo with launch control.
Launch control active. Oh my...
Wow.
That is a good launch.
Yep.
Horsepower and torque.
Up to 630 horsepower and 833 pound-feet of torque in launch control over boost mode.
Okay, I am not in launch control anymore. I'm Sport Plus, one traction off, and if I floor it...
Oh my...
Okay.
Dude, I was like kind of ready for that, and I still...
But I did top up my fuel tank.
And if you're not seeing our normal driving footage, that's because it is raining, snowing, hailing, sleeting, freezing, raining.
Yeah, we're just gonna use some press footage and keep our cameras from breaking.
Yeah, sorry guys. But enjoy these 3 rolling shots of what it looks like in the conditions right now.
New looks, new design, new everything for this Macan Turbo. I love it. I think it looks awesome.
This is the only way you can get a turbo now.
It looks pretty cool. It looks very round, very eggy. It's like they took the Mercedes egg approach but didn't make it look as bad.
Oh, this looks great.
But it does look a little bit Chinese car.
I could see that.
Yeah, I love this color. This is, what's that word? Oh, it was like that pink one. Frozen berry metallic blue.
Oh, really?
Or frozen berry blue, or there's some kind of frozen,
yeah.
Sorry if I don't remember the exact word.
I would call it some kind of mint, but not mint, because I know they have a mint color.
It's the blue version of the pink one.
Yeah, okay.
I think this looks great in that. I love how the front end, it's black at the bottom. It actually looks so aggressive.
It's really good looking from the front.
And that front lip, it looks like it's just ready to like, just carve through.
And we don't have like any like, you know, dark, huge gaping mouth blackness up front. It's just like paint color.
Yeah, and it's like it's on an angle. Like it's nice. And then we got like the headlights there through the bottom and everything, like the 4 light things.
And the wheels are great on this too.
The wheels look so awesome. They're huge and they match the silhouette of this perfectly. And the tires match this perfectly as well.
And that would be the Continental Winter Contact TS 860S.
What a good side view with these wheels and like everything about it.
Yeah, it's got a great shape. And
Except it does look a little bald guy.
what do you mean?
Like the back, the coopiness, it's very like, you know what I mean? You could be like coopy on a straight line. This is like a bald head.
Okay, I can't picture that, but hopefully that's been photoshopped and I'm convinced
I don't know,
at
I'm
this point.
just like a side view of a bald guy. You know what I mean? That's what it looks like, or like a baby's bald head.
Oh, okay.
And then we got a little wing that comes up, which unbalds it a little bit.
All right, yeah.
But you know, it's all right. It's not like the worst wing. It's better than a lot of Porsche 911 wings that look kind of ugly when it pops up.
Yeah, but they did fix that recently with the Touring.
And then we do have a RoboCop taillight. Every car is RoboCop.
Yes, even the 911s, like everything is RoboCop.
And then at the back, you know, no fake exhaust tips, no like, the diffuser there looks pretty good. Overall, I really like it.
Yeah, looks wise, no problems.
Do you like it more than the other Macan?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah?
Looks wise.
Looks wise.
Yeah.
I think they nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. And they're probably going to sell a bunch with this style, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. This will take over all Taycan sales in my opinion.
For either style of Macan, hit up tsp.truecar.com or look up an older one, the oldest one. I think the newer ones are better than the older ones though. This is one of those cars where you don't want to go back in time for Macans.
Well, like an older GTS would be pretty sick too. Or even the current GTS.
Yeah, but like all this infotainment and gadget stuff is really cool. The main thing that I need to talk about on the inside here is our gimmicky, but in a good way, Porsche, in a good way, head-up display.
Oh, I disagree.
It is augmented reality head-up display. What does that mean? That means stuff is moving while you're driving. All right, what's moving? If there's a car in front of you, it throws up like a caution sign on them and it tracks it and it'll track it behind your speedo. Super weird. If you turn the steering wheel a little bit, then your speed moves. Super weird. If you cross the line, it puts a red line on the line, and even when you're going through cliche corner, it puts a red line on the cliche corner lines. Super weird.
I find all of it so distracting.
The part that really gets you is when you adjust your forward and back for your radar cruise.
Yep.
Then it shows you augmented where that line is, and then if you have your onboard directions, which do work really well, it's throwing arrows flying in and out. Do you not think that that's what like a fighter pilot probably has with their green
Maybe,
stuff?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, this is too much. It is an option, and I would personally not option that.
You can turn off the head-up display very easily, and you can also turn off the augmented part of it.
Thankfully.
But like, if you bought this car and you had to like bring your friend out for a drive, you're like, hey man, let me show you this really cool thing. They would be
They would have to drive the car.
Obviously, you're gonna let your friends drive your cars.
No, these ones too powerful, Yuri. They can't handle this. Yeah, exactly.
Well, a lot of people can't handle this much
No,
power.
I know. This is a lot of car.
And we are like, yeah, lots of power, lots of fuel in the tank. If it's lower, you don't feel that.
That's right.
Not as much.
Juiced up.
Juiced up. Okay. Other cool tech. Screens.
It's all Android Auto now. Well, Android Automotive.
The infotainment is different than that Cayenne GTS that we're also driving.
It's
but
skinned to look.
It looks the same.
Yeah.
I plug in my phone, wire to wireless CarPlay works really well. The plug to get my phone in here routes through this into the bottom. Very difficult to first plug in.
Yeah.
But very cool once it's set up with USB-C.
Totally agree.
And then we have a 360 camera.
Okay.
Unfortunately, unlike the other Porsches, we have frame rate lag.
Because of Android Automotive, I would assume.
I assume someone couldn't get it to work at the same time. Maybe a wireless over-the-air update will fix that.
Yo, this is like pretty stiff right now and like bouncing.
Sport Plus, sorry.
Yeah, right.
Normal.
Better, but I can still feel a lot.
It's a Macan though, this isn't a Cayenne.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
know.
expect the world of it.
Okay.
Or maybe you can, I don't know.
Continue.
Okay, in our infotainment, we've got a hard button, not a hard button, a visible button for your CarPlay on the left at all times, which is nice. And then you can go click on this thing at the top left, go through all these things. The icons look a lot nicer than regular Porsche infotainment for some reason. It's very fluid and you can customize so much in all your settings. Like if you click on the car, you get all your driving settings, assistance settings, but a lot is grayed out while driving. Totally makes sense. This does not have the Inno Drive.
Yeah, Inno Drive.
Inno Drive. I did watch the out of spec 1 hour review of him just driving with a laptop, checklisting stuff, and I am jealous that I don't have that to test out because it looks like a fantastic system.
I like that they skinned this whole infotainment to look like the normal Porsche stuff so that normal Porsche customers, traditional ones in the last couple years, aren't gonna like freak out and see something different.
Have you noticed that it's like the hardware is different throughout the models, but the skinning and the way they all work is the same throughout the years? So like, look, if I change my drive mode, I have this here pop up, and that's exactly like I had on the Cayenne.
Yeah, it's similar enough that if you didn't look at them exactly at the same time, you'd be like, okay.
Also, every time I change my mode or anything, all the lights go.
I'm seeing that right now.
Anytime there's a car in my blind spot, the red lights going. It's a lot at first, but you get used to it, and it's one of those cool party trick things that people are going to love. So in front of you, I don't see your screen.
I do.
Go to the standby mode.
How do I get, this standby mode.
Boom! I see your screen perfectly. So if you've just got music or whatever there and it's not something crazy, I can see it. If we're in park, then I can see whatever you have there. This has another cool thing that I love for daily driving. Rear wheel steer. Look at that, look at that.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good radius.
It is, and then it just, in parking lots, it feels like at this speed, it feels like you can just kind of cut in anywhere.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that about this. And then myself being a family man, I know you're also a family man, but now I have a second kid, so I need to see if I can fit all my family in here, which I had to do. I've got the baby seat behind you, and I've got the older kid seat behind me, front facing, and everyone fit in here perfectly fine with my wife in front. She had enough room, no issues. Like, you could use this as a real family car.
What about your dog?
I don't bring my dog places.
Wow, your dog's not part of your family? That's so disrespectful.
He just chills at home. I never wanted a dog in the first place, okay?
I know.
I'm nice to him. I like him. I'll take him for walks. He's the best dog I could have ever hoped for. I never wanted a dog,
Yeah,
all right?
I know.
He's hypoallergenic, pretty sick. Shout out Halton Hills Doodles if you want a dog that you're genuinely not going to be allergic to.
I love my dog, but I also don't bring him everywhere.
And then with my wife sitting in the front seat while we were driving around, not this wife,
Oh, no.
not my work wife, my actual wife.
Got it.
She's like, what's the point of this? I'm like, oh, because she's like, I don't care about any of this. So not everyone cares about that screen, but it is a cool thing to have.
So if she was driving this and then you were here, you'd be like, oh, hell yeah, let's go. Let's see my G-forces.
I would be like, babe, don't worry. I got the directions for you. Hey, you want me to change the radio station? I got it. You know what this also has that the Cayenne didn't have, which I think is related to the Android Automotive?
Yeah.
Hey, Porsche, play SiriusXM channel 341.
You still only have one bar, so good luck, Porsche.
Okay, station channel 341 is played via SiriusXM.
And this has SiriusXM with all the bonus channels. There are so many cool friggin' bonus channels in there, like very specific, 80s, 90s party, 80s, 90s, 2000s party, 70s, 80s dance party, 70s, 80s aerobics. I love all that stuff. Then with the one thing I haven't tried with this is to have it ask a joke.
Oh, try it.
Because it is German, so we know what that means.
Go for it.
Hey, Porsche, tell me a joke.
I didn't find any results this time. Please try again later.
That's pretty funny.
Aw. Hey, Porsche, tell me a joke.
I didn't find any results this time.
It's even funnier saying it.
So this is not a Hey Mercedes, it's not a Hey BMW. This is literally just a Hey Google programmed to respond to Porsche.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
I guess.
All right. No weird brake pedal. Your turn to drive.
Hell yeah. What did you do to the head-up display? Why is it so big?
Oh yeah, you can.
It's massive.
Yeah.
You made it so much bigger than I last saw it.
Yeah. There's a lot of fun stuff you can
Okay,
do.
so getting in, first two things I noticed is getting in and out. This, digital, feels like.
It's digital, but it feels normal. And we have a real door handle.
Which also feels partially digital as well.
Because it is.
Yeah.
And then I've noticed that like 9 times I've closed the doors and I didn't close them hard enough.
Yeah, I did that.
So I feel like there's a little fault with how easily, they should close a little easier.
Traction control all the way off. Probably not recommended in these circumstances, but I'm going to do it anyways. Launch control. Wow, that is quick.
What are your G-forces?
Oh, now it told me. Wow.
On your head-up display.
1G.
Wow. See, this would be impressive to your friend.
Dude, 1G in what we're doing this is actually insane. And sorry our rolling shots don't match the conditions. We didn't want to wreck another camera. But wow. Like, this all-wheel drive system, which is more rear biased, is insane. The fact that we're putting any traction down, I'm sure the tires help. But the fact that we're putting any traction down in these conditions...
Bro, why'd you whisper that? The tires do help.
It's a sponsor plug. That's a secret one.
There's a reason why we have this sponsor.
That's
because
right.
it's an awesome sponsor.
It is.
Shout out Continental Tires.
Okay, so now I'm in Sport Plus, and this is not... It's too firm for this road.
Yeah.
So I'm going to dial this back into normal, and it definitely does help. But it is still a little bit stiffer than I would have hoped for like a daily driven normal vehicle. It is still comfortable, but I have to be extra critical because it's a Porsche and it is very expensive.
But it does handle really, really nice.
Yeah, we'll find out through Cliche Corner in a second. You know what? Well, I guess I got to go back into Sport Plus mode. You know what? I'm going to turn traction on so that we don't end up in the river below Cliche Corner.
Yeah.
I'm going to do one off. PSM Sport. Oh yeah, the turn-in's really good. Yeah, you can feel it torque vectoring, which is really impressive. You can actually feel the outside wheels pushing you through the corner and the inside kind of... Yeah, that's really,
in these conditions, it really shows. On normal dry, you're like, you're crushing. If you do. But I never felt the need really. Like,
no,
I like the way the power gets delivered smoothly, linear, and I was just using it as a very nice daily driver.
Yeah, so as like a normal car that you're not going to explore a Sport Plus mode or anything like that, dial this back into normal mode. Yeah. This thing's pretty quick.
Normal floor. Like, it's not as bad, and you don't get that pumped-in sports sound.
Yeah, and it's nowhere near like a Taycan Turbo GT where it makes you sick. Like, it is quick.
The turbo is a little misleading.
I'd say it's appropriate.
On a launch.
Yeah.
But not everywhere else.
Yeah, because 0 to 60 is like in the 3-ish second range, which is like
But it's the everywhere else part.
And that's because you don't get that crazy horsepower and torque number. You only get that in overboost mode.
Let off the gas pedal.
Okay, we're coasting a little bit.
Yes, and you have one little bit of regen on.
Yeah, okay.
So it like does none. They want you to drive it like a normal Porsche.
Which is the way I love Porsches. This is what I expect of them, and this is my preference in terms of these types of cars.
Okay, downshift it.
I can't. I don't have any paddles.
Okay, then use your manual transmission.
I can't. I also don't have a sport response button.
Yeah, I wish it had that so that like I don't have to go to Sport Plus to like get full power.
Yeah. And then we also have an off-road mode, so I guess this does have air suspension, so it can lift it up and put it back down in Sport and Sport Plus. Steering is appropriate weight for a Porsche. Like, it feels like it should be in the Porsche lineup. It makes sense. Responsiveness is pretty good. Not as good as like the Cayenne GTS that we're driving, but it is appropriate to this kind of car.
I think it matches the rear wheel steer. For like,
yeah, it doesn't feel like it's like over boosted.
For normal driving, you feel like I snuck into one drive-through at a Starbucks, and I was like, this is way too tight for normal cars. And with this car, I was like, easily through. Click my shortcut, my favorite button on the steering wheel to boot up my 360 camera. Didn't scratch anything.
And this thing with full traction off, I did a little bit of a test around a turn, and holy crap, it really felt like it was full traction off.
Skidzilla. Yeah.
I didn't expect Porsche to give me that ability, and I thank them for doing that. That was pretty impressive.
I saw their YouTube videos where they were like doing winter testing and stuff, and it was like normal all-wheel drive style drifting, where it's like turn straight, turn straight, turn straight to do a big donut.
Yeah, which makes sense because this thing's calibrated pretty well. I do wish the suspension was a little bit softer, a little bit more comfortable. I think a Taycan is a little bit more comfortable than this.
Yeah. Well, you never know. SUVs that have like that skateboard style frame design always have a little bit of bounce.
Which is all of them, really.
It's hard to...
Air suspension usually gets rid of a lot of that, which I'm sure it does, but I can still feel like a little bit of floatiness.
First year.
And this interior isn't as nice as the Taycan or any other Porsche, really. There's a lot of like plastics and stuff like that are meant to look like leathers, but aren't quite leather.
Riddle me this, Batman. What is the entry-level Porsche that you can buy?
Macan.
What are we driving?
A Macan, the toppest one.
Yeah, so you know.
Yeah.
What can we really expect?
A little bit nicer?
This is pretty nice.
Yeah, but it still can be a little bit nicer.
You want to see something weird?
Sure.
The cup holders.
What's that? Oh, the cup holders?
Look how deep they are.
Yeah, they are.
They fit, but...
You know what this reminds me of? A Honda Civic.
Yeah.
Like the previous, the previous gen, I think.
It works though. It works. Like it's nothing to really like. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't mind my cup up here, but maybe I just prioritize my cup, and then I couldn't get to there. So that's fine. This charging area is pretty cool too.
Yep.
We can actually control our vents with our hands.
Oh, with our hands, with our fingers, impressive.
Yeah.
And then the rest of that's through the infotainment. We do have the hard buttons though, still, and we have heated and cooled seats as well, so that's nice. Heated steering wheel.
A volume knob. Yeah. Heated steering wheel. It gets hot all the way around. I measured it with my FLIR camera, and then I also measured the seats with a thermal camera. You could see the design. Let's go. I think it got to like 31 degrees on the steering wheel. I'll show you. I got measurements there. It's fun to test that out, and it gets hot nice and quick. Using the FLIR camera, it looks like the steering wheel tops out at 61. Oh no, it's not topping out. Do steering wheels need to even get that hot? My hand is only 35 degrees Celsius. We are at 72.9 degrees Celsius on this Volvo heated steering wheel right now. And for all you Americans, that is 158 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, I guess shout out Volvo for creating a 156 degree Fahrenheit, 70 degrees Celsius heated steering wheel. If you want a hot one for your hands, this is the one to get.
And then back seat room, I don't fit comfortably with my head actually, which is kind of disappointing. This is an SUV. I expected a little bit more. My leg room is fine, but I need more headroom.
Jacob, top 1% of awkward heights.
Yeah, 6'1.5", just an absolute monster of a height.
Car reviewers should only be 5'8".
Yeah, yeah, and then
manufacturers would love that.
Exactly, yeah. Nobody would complain about anything.
I want to see you review Chinese cars.
I would love to.
I
actually don't want to drive a single Chinese car.
You're gonna be driving like this or something, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're like that, but I wouldn't know.
Did Doug fit in that BYD Cyberster or whatever?
I don't know. I guess I didn't watch that video. I haven't watched a single video on any Chinese car. Sorry, entire Chinese EV industry.
Sorry, Forrest.
Actually, I did watch one. That is a lie. The one where the guy crashed because it had like fake calipers on it.
Oh yeah.
They're like super fast.
Was that the Xiaomi?
Yeah, I think so.
The cell phone company one?
The super fast one. That's actually supposed to be faster than the Taycan around the ring
or
whatever.
Out of Spec Kyle was talking about that on the Smoking Tire pod.
Yeah.
Shout out Smoking Tire pod.
Shout out.
My favorite podcast.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. We got a digital display. We got all that normal Porsche stuff. I think this is going to eat considerably into Taycan sales. Should we get to the price?
No. There's still more. Okay, in the trunk. Even
though there's a trunk.
It's slopey. We do have a ton of room back there. Fits my stroller really well. We got kick to open. We got the little button there to lock and to close and lock, which is really nice.
And then we have a frunk too. I forgot about that.
We do have a frunk. We can't put oil in this car.
Really?
This is not the Macan that takes engine oil.
Even though electric cars don't need engine oil, they still need other fluids like transmission fluid, coolant, and brake fluid. So that would be the TotalEnergies recommendation.
Oh, it's electric?
Oh yeah, it is actually, Yuri.
What's the mileage range?
The range is 463 kilometers, and it has a 100 kilowatt hour battery.
I logged into the app for this, and I could preheat it before I got in up to like 29 degrees. I would get in this car and it was boiling hot. Love that. And it's got a map that shows you where Electrify Canada's are, and since this is all owned by the same company, there is a way that you can charge there.
And this also has Sport and Sport Plus. And when you go into those modes, you actually have the Porsche electric sport sound that we paid $560 for.
It's a good sound.
Is it worth $560? Probably.
Yeah, everything is worth it. It's Porsche. Porsche people have unlimited money.
Yeah, they do actually.
They don't even care about anything. This is just trade fodder to get to a GT3.
Yeah, basically.
Am I wrong?
No, I mean, but I could see this as like a total, like normal
It's a
daily.
good car, but for GT3 potential buyers, this is trade fodder.
Got to drive 12 of these or something.
Yeah, yeah. I think I also heard someone talking about that on the Smoking Tire podcast.
Yeah.
Good old Smoking Tire podcast.
It's almost like they know what they're talking about.
Filling in all my gaps about stuff with people I don't know about.
Man, turn off this head-up display, please.
Turn it off.
For the love of God. How do I do that?
Click that until it gets
there we go.
And then swipe it to turn it off.
Oh, I've minimized it.
Very easy to turn off.
It's still on, but I've minimized it.
So yeah, overall, this was just like a very nice week with a normal daily driver electric car that was pretty smooth, nice power delivery, fit my family. Let's get to the price.
Suspension, not smooth enough. It starts at $127,800
Canadian.
And this one is $144,990. That's a lot of friggin' money. That's for sure.
Yeah, but it's brand new.
Yep.
It looks cool.
I thought I would like this more, but I think I would go with the Taycan, even though I know this is going to eat into Taycan's sales because it's an SUV.
If you don't drive in the country like we are, if you drive in the city where the roads are smoother, you know, maybe this is a better option there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I would go with the Taycan for sure. And this also has a 1-speed transmission, unlike the 2-speed on the Taycan, because I guess this isn't for Autobahn top speed runs.
Yeah. First year.
What? I don't care if it's a second year. They're not going to add another gear to it.
Turbo S.
I guess they're going to do something like that.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We'll see you at the Macan EV Turbo S GT3 RS review.
The Turbo GT
R3S.
Yeah.
Got 2.
Yeah.